Hi guys, welcome back to the Happily Organized Challenge, and I apologize, I definitely fell behind on this challenge a bit, but I do intend to catch up and continue on with the organizing challenge. So today I'm going to focus on our coats and shoe storage. So we have actually two spots in our house that we store or organize our coats and shoes and all of that. So first I'm going to start off with our hall closet. Now this is a super tiny closet. The lighting is going to be terrible. I apologize. But I'm just going to do the best I can to show you what we have going on in here. So this is in our hall, and I am dealing with a very limited amount of space here. This is probably the smallest coat closet that I have dealt with, and it's working out pretty well actually because of the way that I have it set up. So the first thing you'll notice is up top I have two bins. Of course they're from the Dollar Tree, and the one on the left is storing all of our hats and winter hats, and then the one on the right is storing all of our winter mittens. And now on this rack is where we keep all of our coats. Now one thing I do to help keep things organized and easier with smaller children, their everyday hats and their everyday mittens gets stored right in the sleeve of their jacket. So when I take their jacket down, I know that their hat and their mittens are all ready to go, and I'm not searching for 3 hats and 3 pairs of mittens. So that definitely saves time on getting out of the door, and it helps us out a lot to keep things, in order, and, things aren't going missing as often. Another thing that we have here that I've added in is this shoe rack, and I actually got this from Target a while ago, and I decided to put my husband's baseball hats on there. He loves to wear hats. He's always wearing a hat. So again, they were kind of just here, there, and everywhere. And I wanted them to be kind of corralled in an area that would be easy for him to just put them back. And this is working out so well. You can fit a ton. I usually like double layer them. So there are actually 2 hats in most of these slots, and they fit really well. You can see them. So that's, been working out really well. And then down here is where we store the bulk of our shoes and boots and that sort of thing. Now I do change this closet out seasonally because I'm working with such a limited amount of space. So the bins get changed out seasonally, the coats and jackets and all of that. The baseball hats typically stay the same, and then of course our shoes and boots get changed out seasonally. And I keep the out of season clothes stored on a garment rack in our basement, so it's out of the way, but yet it's still organized and easy to switch out season to season. So down here what I have is I actually have this shoe rack, and it was a 3-tier shoe rack. I ended up taking off one of the tiers and added this boot tray or shoe tray underneath, and that way my husband and I, our bigger shoes that don't really fit on the shoe rack as well, like typically our winter boots and that sort of thing. And these are my husband's work boots. He has to wear boots to work at night. So these are, not going to fit on this little shoe rack very easily. So I just have this shoe tray where we keep our, larger shoes and boots. And then the shoe rack over here stores a lot of our, shoes and boots. My kids' boots are lined up along the back, and then I have some shoes for myself on the first tier. And this works out really well because this is a terrible lighting, I apologize, but you can actually see like all of the shoes when you look in, and it's not just kind of like thrown into a big pile. So this is working out really well. Now over here on the door, one thing that I've added was this rack up here. Now normally you see a lot of these on the outside of the the lighting is so bad, but a lot of times you'll hang these on the outside of the door. I decided to hang one on the inside because a problem that we were having was, if we were in a rush, we would just toss our stuff in the closet, and before you know it, there's like a pile that has started to develop. So if we don't have time to hang up our coats, we can hang them up on here until we have time to like go ahead and actually hang them up where they belong. So this keeps things out of the way, but still in a more organized fashion than just piling everything in the closet. And then I do keep, oops, sorry, my purse up here. And then my husband, there are like some screws in the door from the previous owners. And so I just hang my husband's work bag up on this, you know, little screw hook. And that keeps, again, everything out of the way. And then we can just close the door and you don't see all of this going on inside. But I've had my closet set up like this for a while now, and it has definitely stayed pretty organized. And, you know, so this system is definitely working out for us. I'm going to show you the other area that we keep our boots and coats and all of that. All right, guys, so here we are at the entryway of my house, and this is the door that we use to come in and out of our house every day. And I really wanted to set up a like drop zone area right at the entryway. Otherwise, I mean, it just would pile up all over. So I really needed a system where we could put our things away right when we come into the house, so it's not just getting like piled up. I also really wanted a spot for my guests to put their you know, belongings. And I have a very high traffic house every day. There's a lot of people coming in and out with my daycare and all of that. So I use this general area for the daycare also. And this has been working out so good for us. So right over here we just have like all of the hooks for coats and all of that sort of thing. And I like to keep this as clutter-free as possible and kind of designate that for daycare kids and for guests and all of that. Our coats normally go into the closet, but it is really nice to just be able to quickly put our coats on the rack until we can, you know, get them into the closet or whatever. So we have the coat rack here, and then down here we have like a shoe rack. And this is really helpful for our everyday shoes. So that way they're right by the door. We can just slip them on as we're leaving the house. And the top shelf here, I just have 2 bins. And the one on the left stores all of my children's everyday shoes. So there are only 3 pairs of shoes in there. And those are the shoes that my kids wear every day, except for, you know, when they need their boots. But it's a really easy system for them to be able to just put their shoes away as soon as they come in the house. You know, they just drop them in the bin. And then the bin on the right is for my daycare kids. So same thing. They just know as soon as they come in, their shoes go in the bin. And it's also very easy to kind of get all of their shoes crowded in one area, so I can easily take out the bins and then set them down on the ground and get everybody's shoes on at once pretty quickly. You know, with my daycare, sometimes I have 6 kids trying to get out the door at once, and this has made my life so much easier just having these bins so I can quickly grab them out, set them down, and get the kids all ready to go at once. And then the bottom here, I just have another like shoe tray, which is filthy right now, but I refuse to clean it until, you know, closer to spring, because it's just going to get destroyed again because of all the salt, and just winter is so much fun. So again, we just kind of keep my husband and I's you know, everyday shoes here. So we have my husband's work boots, my boots, which I wear most frequently right now, and then my husband's everyday shoes. And I just, again, like to keep them. We have a no shoe home. I don't ask guests to take off their shoes like my daycare kids do, because they're here, you know, on a daily basis. But my family, we take off our shoes like the second we come in the house. And so I needed a spot to store them, you know, right by the door. So this is working out really well to kind of have a drop zone and an area for guests to put their coats and belongings. So this is how we store our coats and shoes and all of that fun stuff.